wax. We use that on machine surfaces so they don't rust. This will be right here. Okay. As far as our layout goes, our concerns right now, layout's going to cover a lot of things. We want to make our wheel guards. We've got time to do it. We'll have some time today to work. We need the sheet metal for that. And I talked to a couple of you in the last class because we had some time to kill and we got started at this. That's what we're constructing. We talked about MIG. This is the strip that you're cutting out here. 2 arcs. We have patterns. We'll be able to use those when we do some other stuff before then. In your drawings, we've got 3 of them. The biggest part we need to worry about, well, this isn't the biggest. We got a strip to worry about and the arcs. Our concern here is cutting out enough metal for what we need. We need 2 of these and not wasting it. Okay? We've got some of this that's going to be stored at the end of the workbench. And we've got full sheets like this one stored in our materials testing room over there. What we want to do is minimize our waste. Alright? Look at our covers. Last time we talked about it, what did we decide? 7 1/8? What's
7 5/8? 7 1/2, 7 5/8, 7 5/8. Yeah, 7 5/8.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think 7 1/2 is very close to the edge.
Mine was 7 1/2. Which one did you want?
Is that what we did on here? 7 1/2? Yeah, you can put a 7
Okay.
5/8 after that.
Yeah. That looks about right here. Okay, so the note that you need to have in your drawings or on your notebook somewhere is we're going to need circles. We got to cut out squares to start with. So the square that you want to lay out is going to be 7 5/8. All right. And on this drawing, our other strip is going to be 2 inches wide. That's this piece. By 14 1/2 or 15 long. Okay? You can start out just with a marker and a ruler or a tape measure. What we want to end up with 4 squares and 2 strips with a minimum amount of waste involved. Alright? There's a term for that. When they're talking sheet goods like this, what industry does, and they have CNC machines that do it now, they call it nesting. Okay? They will take the parts and move them all around so they take up the minimum amount of space. A friend of mine, one of my classmates, works in a business where they make signs. All those signs at the malls, over the stores, and outside, and all that stuff. They have CNC routers like we have next door. They'll put all the letters in that they need, and they'll hit the button that says Nestle. And all those things will jiggle, move around, so that like the E's and the F's will mesh. You get the maximum number of parts out of the minimum number of material. That's what we need to do here. Okay? So if we're going 7 5/8, work with a partner on this. Alright? Figure out, we've got 20 inches here. How many strips can I get out? How many squares can I get out with the minimum of stuff cut off? Alright? If you want to, lay it out with rule, tape, marker, have me come over and take a look at it. Okay? This one, let's see, 20 wide. I need a strip that's about about 14 and a half. Does that leave me anything? It doesn't. Going this way. Because the piece is cut off, it's wasted. So then it would be smarter in this case. 7 5/8 twice is what? 14, 15, quarter? Okay. Now, since we're using the metal muncher to do our cutting, we're going to use scribes. You use scribes at 130, right? You don't have to go over scribes? Good. Okay, there's that. Our straight edges on these pieces are not straight. The long edges are not straight. They were cut with plasma cutter, and it was kind of a freehand kind of a deal, so be real careful trusting that. Our short sides you can trust. Okay, so I've got that, I've got that. What's left over here is where I put my 2-inch strips. Minimize. Have I gotten anybody lost yet? Got the concept? Okay, I'll do a little bit of layout yet. George, you want to get a scribe off the A-frame card for me? Appreciate it. Be funny to see you fall off the chair with it.
Brian is got you.
Good. Okay. Yeah. Depends on whether he likes me today or not. Okay. 2-inch strip here. Lovely. Look at that. 2-inch strip. Thank you, George. See, I'm learning your name. Perfect. Before you know, we'll be out curling together.
Milk and cookies.
That's how I practice my curls.
Milk.
Heavy. Oh, by the way, Al did video last time of the foundry work. Somehow we've got a link to that.
Yeah.
And you can get on YouTube and review everything we talked about with the foundry. And it's slick. And the other thing is, hey, I was impressed it came out. The other thing is we're going to review it and improve on it to some degree so that you can actually see what we're talking about. Part of it you're looking through my back. So, okay, so that's really good news. That's like dragging me, kicking and screaming into the 21st century. Okay, I've got my strips here. I've got my, let's see, what did we say that was? 15 1/4? 7 5/8. Twice is 15 1/4. Yeah. Now we've got that big welding exercise coming up. The stuff that we cut off from this that's waste, we're going to save because we're going to need it to practice welding. Now, looking at this. This piece, I don't think we can nest that any better and save any more metal out of it. So if you just lay out all your pieces like that, we'll get maximum use out of it. Right? Be careful of your edges. You can help hold it for me. These edges may be sharp. You slide your finger along them and you look at all the blood coming off your fingers. you use the mental muncher last semester? Okay. Okay, so you got the rough idea for a layout. That's good. Piece of cake. The lines that I'm scribing are important. Let's slide it that way a little bit. Because our metal muncher will cut to that line. It's like a no waste kind of deal. Bandsaw leaves a curve, throwing away metal in the form of chips. This won't do that. You do have to remember your sequence of cuts. Right? For example, I want 4 squares here, but I'm not going to cut across this one first. That gets my strips in here. I'm going to cut this off first, and I can cut my strips, and then I can cut my squares. Okay, you got the idea of economizing. These we will use for laying out those cuts. Start drawing. Alright, I'm showing holes. There's 2 holes. That's for mounting it to the grinder base. The other one, like this. See how complex that looks? Looks like a geometry major did that. I like geometry, but I don't want to work that hard either. Okay? So we have patterns like this one. Once we get it cut out, we can lay it down on our piece and scribe that arc and use that for marking our cuts, rather than doing all that layout work. Okay.